Welcome, boys and girls, to the New Mexico Institute of Mining and Technology. My name is Jason.
I'm Gabriel, and we are with the Mechanical Engineering Department.
Today we got a little experiment to show all of you. We're going to be putting an assortment of items into this pressure vessel to show you what happens when they go under low pressure.
Yeah, so we got a bunch of things to test under vacuum. We got water, because water supposedly boils at under vacuum. And then we have bubble wrap, because it's full of air, so I don't know, probably pop and stuff. That'll be cool. Then we have a glow stick, because we have no idea what's going to happen if you stick a glow stick in there. Is it going to explode or get brighter? I don't know. We'll figure it out. And then the last one is slime. That's going to be pretty interesting. So you can join us, and we will be showing the experiments here shortly. Okay, so like we were talking about, our first experiment is going to be the water. We should see it boil under a vacuum because the vacuum decreases the amount of temperature you need to boil water. So we put that in our chamber, which is this guy right here, this big steel container. It has this rubber gasket here, so it keeps air out. When we put our lid on, you should be able to see that. Give it a couple taps around the edge, help it seal. And then over here we have our vacuum pump. So that's what's going to give us a vacuum in our chamber. I'll turn this guy on. Oh, it works. So back at the chamber, we should be seeing that the vacuum is increasing with this dial, but it's not. So, you gotta close this valve. That's the outside air valve. There's the valve for the vacuum, and it's working. So we'll let that go, and we'll check back when it's started. So I don't know if you all can see it, but we're starting to get bubbles forming on the water cup, you know, along the edges and all, kind of like when you've got your pot of water on the stove. So we'll keep it going and okay, so as you can see, we're definitely getting the water to start to boil. We're kind of at the top end of what our vacuum can do, or our vacuum pump can do, but I'll keep it running and we can see it go a bit more. Maybe it'll go more. Okay, so that looks like all the bubbles we could get out of that water. So that's pretty cool. So I guess we'll see what happens when we let all the air back in the chamber. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so for this one, we're going to try the slime. This should be pretty interesting, so I guess let's see. Don't need that. Got a bunch of glitter. I'm going to throw this in. Oops. Okay. Okay, so let's see. That's some pretty cool stuff. So here we'll get our chamber ready. And for this one, we'll take this out so we don't get that dirty, and we'll see what happens. That's pretty funny. Okay. So lid. Get it going. Close off the outside air and turn on our vacuum. So, I think it's time to open it up. Are you ready to open it up?
Alright, so next up, we are going to try these splat pigs, and also some marshmallows, and see what happens when they go into the device. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to put our little piggies in here. First little piggy went to market. Second little piggy went home. Third little piggy had roast beef. And fourth little piggy is going to get blown up by a vacuum. So we'll just put our lid back on, close our valve, start up our pump. So as you can see, the pigs have now, or at least the gold one, has filled up almost the entirety of the container. The air inside the pig, the pressure was much higher than the air outside. So that air is pushing outwards and expanding the pig, and since the pig is super stretchy, it just stretches ultra wide. Another reason is the pig is actually filled with water. The way they make it is it's filled with water. And that water, as we showed in our previous one, started to boil, which created a lot of steam. It created a bunch of steam, which then fills up the pig even more and creates it and makes it blow up even bigger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to release it. We should see our little friend shrink back down to size. And we will open this up. You can see our little friend. You see our little friend is back to normal. He's a little stretched out a bit than he was before, but still just as good.
Okay, for our final experiment, we're going to be showing what happens to our marshmallows when we stick them in the vacuum chamber. You can see we have some pretty cool faces, so you can kind of see how they look before and after. So we'll set these guys in here, kind of face up. We'll see. Whoop. Give them some space. Put on our lid. Whoop. Lid. And then turn on our vacuum. And of course this. Let's see if anything happened, because it didn't really happen. Oh, they kind of shrunk. That's pretty cool. Let's see what happens when we pull them out. There we go. Man, they look like wrinkled napkins. Let's see. Here's an original one, and you can see good chunk of the air has been sucked out of them. This almost getting bigger, it looks like, again, but mostly shriveled. This guy's even smaller. He's not too happy.